2005, Ronaldinho won the Ballon d'Or, earning the title of the best football player in the world. But just 15 years later, he was left with only $5 in his bank account and found himself in a Paraguayan prison. However, that's not all. His life had been a roller coaster of extreme highs and devastating lows from the very start. So how did one of football's greatest ever players go broke and end up behind bars? This is the full story of Ronaldinho. How well do you know your footballers? Welcome to my channel. If today is your first time coming across my channel, please go ahead and subscribe to this channel. Give this video a thumbs up and go ahead to tell us the next footballer you would want to know more about historically. Brazilian football legend Ronaldinho and his brother were detained in Paraguay. On March 21, 1980, Ronaldo de Assis Moreira was born, later earning the nickname Ronaldinho. His family was extremely poor, living in a Brazilian neighborhood known for being one of the roughest and most impoverished areas in the country. His father, a former footballer, worked at a shipyard, while his mother was a full-time nurse, jobs that barely provided enough to support the family. But despite these hardships, there was hope, even before Ronaldinho grew up. His older brother, Roberto, who was 10 years his senior, was a talented footballer playing for Grêmio. When Ronaldinho was just 8 years old, Roberto signed a professional contract that paid him enough to support the entire family. As part of the deal, the club provided them with a house equipped with a swimming pool. Just as life started to improve, tragedy struck. One day, young Ronaldinho returned home to find his family in tears. His father had suffered a fatal heart attack and drowned in the pool. This devastating loss sent shockwaves through the family, and things only got worse. Not long after, Roberto suffered a career-threatening knee injury, putting his professional future and the family's financial stability at serious risk. Without a father, Roberto took on the role of a father figure to Ronaldinho. Recognizing his younger brother's immense talent, he dedicated himself to training him day and night, determined to help Ronaldinho become an even better footballer than himself. This dynamic between the two brothers remained constant throughout their lives. Roberto took charge, and Ronaldinho followed. But this relationship would later lead both of them into a Paraguayan prison cell. More on that later. At 13 years old, while playing for Grêmio's academy, Ronaldinho made national headlines by scoring all 23 goals in a stunning 23-0 victory. This performance earned him a call-up to Brazil's U17 World Cup squad, where he helped his country win the tournament, instantly becoming the nation's next wonder kid. As he continued to rise through the ranks at Grêmio, it became clear that he was a generational talent. When he turned 18, he was finally handed his first professional contract. Ronaldinho spent 3 seasons at Grêmio, improving each year. He made his senior debut in 1998 at the age of 18, playing 38 matches and scoring 6 goals. In his second season, he played 47 games and netted 22 goals. By his third and final season, he had reached another level, scoring 28 goals in 37 matches. However, Ronaldinho's greatness wasn't just about numbers. He was simply a joy to watch. His dazzling footwork, effortless dribbling, and infectious smile made him one of the most entertaining footballers in the world. From the very beginning, he played the game with pure joy, not just to win, but to entertain. And this was only the beginning of his legendary journey. One key moment in Ronaldinho's early career stands out, when he embarrassed Brazilian legend Dunga not once, but twice in the same match with ridiculous skills. However, this humiliation would come back to haunt him. Over a decade later, Dunga became Brazil's national team coach, and he did not forget that day. Regardless, with the immense talent Ronaldinho displayed in Brazil, it was inevitable that European clubs would come knocking for his signature. In 2001, at just 21 years old, he made the move across the world to join French club Paris Saint-Germain, PSG. However, this wasn't the oil-rich PSG we know today. They were far from being a dominant club at the time. In fact, Ronaldinho almost signed for Arsenal, but a failed work permit forced him to choose Paris instead. This move was orchestrated by his brother Roberto, who had become Ronaldinho's agent and handled all important aspects of his life. Ronaldinho started his time in Paris as a squad player, taking time to settle into the first team. However, after the winter break, he burst onto the scene, scoring 4 goals in 4 consecutive matches and securing a permanent spot in the starting lineup. He had a strong debut season, particularly shining in big matches. Despite his performances, controversy soon surrounded the young Brazilian. PSG's manager at the time claimed Ronaldinho was more focused on Parisian nightlife than football. He loved to party and enjoy life to the fullest, habits that would eventually contribute to his downfall. But before his off-field distractions could take center stage, Ronaldinho received the ultimate call-up to represent Brazil in the 2002 FIFA World Cup. This was the moment he would officially announce himself as a global superstar. Brazil's attack at the tournament was nearly unstoppable. Dubbed the 3 Rs, Ronaldinho, Rivaldo, and Ronaldo Nazario, the trio dominated the competition and led Brazil to victory, defeating Germany in the final. Ronaldinho played a key role, scoring 2 goals, providing 5 assists, and famously scoring a stunning free kick against England. At just 22 years old, Ronaldinho had become a world champion and an international superstar. When he returned to PSG for the 2002-03 season, he was handed the iconic number 10 jersey. The same pattern continued. He delivered breathtaking performances in big matches, but was never fully committed to training and discipline. By the end of the season, he had scored 12 goals in 37 matches, dazzling the world with his dribbling ability. Despite his brilliance, PSG finished 11th in the league, which was unacceptable for a player of Ronaldinho's caliber. A move was inevitable. By the summer of 2003, 2 clubs were battling for his signature, Manchester United and Barcelona. Eventually, a €30 million bid from Barcelona secured the 23-year-old's services. He was about to enter the best years of his career. At the time, Barcelona was struggling, but Ronaldinho would become the catalyst for their return to dominance. Club legend Xavi Hernandez once said, "Ronaldinho started the rise of Barcelona." Handed the iconic number 10 jersey, Ronaldinho made an immediate impact, scoring on his debut. But something else had changed. His off-field distractions seemed to diminish. There were fewer stories of partying and nightlife. He looked fully focused on football, and his performances reflected that shift. In his first season, he scored 22 goals in 45 games, helping Barcelona finish second in La Liga. But his most significant contribution was in El Clásico, where he led Barcelona to victory over Real Madrid, a crucial win, as Barca hadn't beaten their fierce rivals in years. Something special was brewing in Barcelona. In his second season, 2004-05, Barcelona stormed through La Liga, winning their first league title in 7 years. Ronaldinho was crowned FIFA World Player of the Year. But the best was yet to come. The 2005-06 season was Ronaldinho's peak. He won a second consecutive La Liga title, another FIFA World Player of the Year award, and most importantly, the UEFA Champions League. He was now officially the best player in the world. That season, he recorded 26 goals, but to measure his greatness by goals alone would be unfair. He was a world-class creator, providing countless assists for Samuel Eto'o, and his dribbling ability was unlike anything seen before. One unforgettable moment came in El Clásico, when he led Barcelona to a 3-0 victory over Real Madrid, scoring 2 stunning goals. The performance was so magical that Real Madrid fans inside the Santiago Bernabeu gave him a standing ovation, a moment only Diego Maradona had previously received. It was the ultimate sign of respect. Then came the 2006 FIFA World Cup. With Ronaldinho, Ronaldo, Adriano and Kaká, Brazil's attack looked unstoppable. But the squad was top-heavy and unbalanced. They underperformed and suffered a quarter-final exit against France. The Brazilian fans were furious. Their frustration turned to outrage when reports emerged that Ronaldinho and Adriano had thrown a post-tournament party. Furious fans tore down a statue of Ronaldinho. The love they once had for him began to fade. Many thought Ronaldinho had matured and left his party lifestyle behind. But this signaled that perhaps his discipline was slipping again. When he returned to Barcelona for the 2006-07 season, his performances dropped. He was still a magician with the ball, but a new young talent was emerging, Lionel Messi. By the 2007-08 season, things got worse. Ronaldinho, now 27 years old, struggled with injuries and lacked fitness due to his partying lifestyle. His influence was fading. Then, Pep Guardiola arrived as Barcelona's new manager. Guardiola saw Messi as the club's future and feared Ronaldinho would be a bad influence on him. He decided Ronaldinho had to go. At 28 years old, Ronaldinho was sold to AC Milan, where his decline accelerated. His party lifestyle affected his fitness and consistency. Manager Carlo Ancelotti later said, "His talent was never in question, but his physical condition was always precarious." Although he had moments of brilliance, he was no longer the world's best player. After failing to make Brazil's 2010 World Cup squad, a decision made by Dunga, the coach he had embarrassed years earlier, Ronaldinho lost motivation. At 30 years old, he returned to Brazil, signing for Flamengo. But his contract included a party clause, allowing him to party twice a week, regardless of training or matches. After brief stints at Atlético Mineiro, Querétaro, Mexico, and Fluminense, he officially retired in 2018. Unfortunately, his story did not end there. Just 2 years later, Ronaldinho and Roberto were involved in serious legal trouble. In 2019, they were fined for building an illegal fishing platform in a protected area. When they failed to pay, 57 properties were seized, along with their passports. In 2020, Ronaldinho had to travel to Paraguay for a promotional event. With no passport, Roberto obtained fake passports for them. But given Ronaldinho's fame, he was immediately spotted and arrested. During the investigation, authorities found that Ronaldinho had just $5 in his bank account. He was legally broke. He spent 32 days in prison, where he even played in an inmate football tournament. His team won. On April 7, 2020, he was released on house arrest before eventually regaining his freedom. Ronaldinho's story is one of extraordinary talent, unmatched joy, and a stunning downfall. As the saying goes, a candle that burns twice as bright lasts half as long. Ronaldinho's story is a testament to the dazzling highs and painful lows of a footballing genius. From conquering the world with Brazil and Barcelona to becoming one of the most beloved players in football history, his talent was undeniable. Yet, his inability to maintain focus and discipline off the pitch ultimately derailed what could have been an even more legendary career. His decline was a stark contrast to the joy and magic he brought to the game during his prime. Despite the controversies and setbacks, Ronaldinho's legacy remains that of a player who played the game with a unique flair, inspiring millions with his creativity, vision, and ability to make the impossible look effortless. Though his career took an unexpected turn, his impact on football is everlasting. In the end, he is remembered not just for his trophies and accolades, but for the magic he shared on the pitch, his infectious smile, and the joy he brought to fans worldwide. Ronaldinho may have burned bright and fast, but the light he left behind will never fade. Thank you for watching. Kindly like, subscribe, and drop your thoughts in the comment below. Tell us the next footballer you would want to know more about historically.